Hello Musici, let's continue our journey together, and we'll continue with the Riepel, okay, our journey with Riepel, talking about the chromatic and enharmonic genre here. So, the chromatic genre, but first of all, okay, the chromatic genre was invented long ago so that one could have all the half tones in the scale. But first of all, let's read this, 38. At one time, this Greek word, chromaticon, may have originally meant a color, such as black or white. Not even a thousand Greeks now, not even a thousand Greeks know this themselves. At any rate, the explanation of such a name in musical books are aimed at puffery rather than usefulness, besides which I place the flag among this as well, regardless of the fact that Fuchs only uses the sharp in his chromatic scale. So in order to have all the sharps, so with sharps or with flats and naturals, at the time when this genre was invented, a musician sought to develop it. I no longer know in what Greek city, in the hope of pulling together something extraordinary from it. However, he had hardly begun to show them how much the state and fatherland depended upon this genre, when he was expelled through the other gate because the citizens alleged that the people could easily be led into villainy by this disparate genre. Now, to recall something about the harmonic genre, you must know that long ago, likewise, there were curious people, among them those who snatched at novelty. An impish musician at that time further divided all the half tones in the scale, except for step from A to B natural, so that actual quarter tones were to be perceived quarter tones. For example, between B and C, he stuck a quarter tone notated by a simple cross, and so nothing but quarter tones sounded all the way up to the octave. One should really have given that the broom. Be still, it is this confused genre that was abolished anyway. This word, enharmonicum, may be derived in the Greek language directly from harmony or polyphony, so that we maintain the contrary only cautiously. Otherwise, we might spend time as useless as some do. Then, I believe it, otherwise the people would have been able to become even more evil than they were. Since then, the diatonic and chromatic have been mixed together so that today both are happily used at the same time, and neither the words diatonic, chromatic, nor enharmonic are needed any longer. I know that well because the sharp and the flat always run along together. Here. However, 40, where it is 40, note 40, 40 is about, okay, an impish musician. However, it would not be worth the effort of seeking out this name, the year, the day, and the hour. Additionally, I am very skeptical of many pieces. Then, our E minor is written the way. The Phrygians, however, could not have composed anything but the diatonic. Okay. Yes and no, because this E minor could be a transposition of A minor. For example, If now, however, a present-day composer, for example, begins a fugue in the old modes and then in the middle uses a sharp or flat in the continuation, such a fugue is certainly no longer Lydian, Dorian, Phrygian, for all of these modes certainly had not a single sharp or flat. True, let's say that the second tonus, for example, in a secundus tonus, in a polyphony and a fugue point of view, became at the end G minor, so that the transition happened that way. We can say second tonus, secundus tonus, by the way it is written in the key signature, and how it can be put together with a cantus firmus in that second tonus. At the same time, what Riepel is saying in this point, in this context, is totally true. At the end, it becomes a minor mode, a minor key. True. The transition from the modal system to the tonal system. And who can doubt that? 41. I must, however, leave the boy a small delight sometimes. I understand it. That means I want it very much and cannot have it. I understand that means I want it very much and cannot have it. One more thing. This is Steve Jobs. One more thing. If we no longer have need of the word chromatic, why is it heard so often? That is a chromatic hand position on the organ. Such and a piece is very chromatic. You're also correct once more, only we want to speak about it tomorrow and take a breather now. That was therefore something about our keys and the old keys modes. Okay, and so there is something new going on. I see only a few musical examples now. What's going to happen? Proportions. But then okay, this is okay. What follows is a more theoretical part. Then I want to see when more musical examples starts to be present. So from this point, okay, let's say, okay, so there's just a little section. Good. In the next video, so we'll continue our journey, starting the new session, and let's go. Do you want to learn how to compose music in the Renaissance or Baroque style? If you're at the beginning of your musical journey, or a professional looking to deepen your knowledge of early music, the best path may be a guided integrated course. Composing in the style of the 16th century or the 17th and 18th century requires much more than knowing harmony and counterpoint. You need to navigate a vast world, including solmization, fugue, cantus firmus, mensural notation, partimenti, dances, chorales and more. To avoid getting lost, you need an experienced guide, a musicus practicus who knows the path, walks beside you step by step, and helps you overcome each challenge with tailored exercises, attentive feedback, and continuous dialogue. Have a question about a topic? We'll discuss it. Stuck on an exercise? We'll work through it together. Want to go deeper into a subject? We'll tackle it with focus. Every month I accept a limited number of apprentice musicians like you for a program of personalized one-to-one lessons where I guide them in learning to compose in the Renaissance and Baroque style. How it works? During our one-to-one lessons we focus on 2- and 3-voice composition, counterpoint and partimenti, practical exercises on historical style, schemata, cadences, voice leading, models, patterns, and much more. During the week, you'll also follow recorded lessons on repertoire analysis, pattern structure, tones and modes in polyphony, rhythm of historical dances, and everything else you need to progress. This way, each individual lesson becomes focused, effective, and productive. If you'd like to apply for the Musical Apprenticeship program, go to the link and fill out the form telling me your musical background, studies, experiences, instruments, what you play, your current skill, what you can compose, if you know partimenti, chorales, anything else, and your goals, what you would like to learn in the short, medium and long term. I'll personally read your message and get back to you within 24 hours to let you know how we can work together. Don't miss the spot and learn to compose music as if you had lived in the Renaissance or in the Baroque.